Hi Gappers, my name is Soraya from Gap Year Agency. Welcome to Gappers around the world. Today I'm really happy for two reasons. The first one, because it's doing exactly 2 months since I landed in Sao Tome and Principe, together with Ricardo. I'm really happy because I've been truly surprised with this country and these amazing people. The second reason, because today I have a special guest again, is Charlie Christensen from Walking for Water project. He is doing an amazing journey, a philanthropic pilgrimage on foot from Denmark to Tanzania since the 18th of May 2015, with a really special goal. He is trying to help people from Lengasti in Tanzania having access to clean water. Hi Charlie, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Good morning, and thank you for letting me join. And congratulations with your 2 months anniversary. I'm very good. I'm good.
Good. So you are in Dakar now, right?
Yeah, Dakar, Senegal.
Exactly.
And this is my 10th country since I left Denmark.
So congratulations as well for that.
Merci.
So we are talking about 3 years, almost 3 years, more than 18,000 kilometers, 29 countries, and a great inspiration. Now past more than 1 year and a half, around 1 year and a half. Is it everything better than you imagine? Is it less better?
I always try not to have too specific imagination. So what would you say? Because if you really want to open something, to explore something, and experience something, I think it's better to do it without having a fixed mind already. But it has been a great adventure so far, and I after 1.5 years, I still enjoy living as a vagabond.
That's a good term. That's a good term, vagabond. It's something that I like a lot. There is actually a book about that, vagabonding. I don't know if you know that book. I need to share with you because it's quite amazing, the concept, and I think it's really similar to what you are doing, and probably will inspire a lot of people to do it as well. But I know that in the summer of 2013, you have already lived among the Maasai people in Lengasti, and for 6 months happened something really important for you, and probably was the great impulse to make this decision, to build this project. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah.
What happened exactly during that 6 months?
Yes. Yeah. In 2013, I went to this Maasai village, Lengasti, in Tanzania, to start an orphanage, a home for 10 children with no parents. And for the next 6 months, I was living in the bush with this Maasai people. And at my time there, I was really getting close to the people in the village and learning a lot about their lifestyle. And while I was there, the terrible thing happened that the water supply system broke down. And for me, as a manager of this orphanage, it meant that there was an extra expense all of a sudden. We had to pay to get this water delivered. And we only had very small money, so it was critical for the orphanage. So that was my reason to start looking into the whole water issue. Luckily, we found a solution for the orphanage, a head sponsor and a rainwater tank and stuff like that. But when I was returning home to Denmark, I still knew that the rest of the village, the poor people in the village, were suffering from this lack of water. And I saw with my own eyes how people had to walk early in the morning and come home late in the afternoon to carry clean water. They had to walk 38 kilometers to bring home clean water, and that's just insane. You know?
Sorry for interrupting. You were quite surprised with this. You never expected that something like this happened.
No, and I don't know if I never expected. I think it's a well-known fact that there is this world water crisis, and many places in Africa is struggling with similar problems. But it was not something that I had seen with my own eyes before, and had a personal relationship to people living under these circumstances before. So it got under my skin when I was living there. And when I left the village to go back home to Denmark, I promised the people of the village that I will try to see what I could do to help them to get this water supply system.
But it is exactly like you said, Charlie. So there is this big paradox. So we all know that the access to clean water should be a human right. But instead of that, we have a lot of people, billions of people, that sometimes have a lot of difficulty to have access to clean water, that need to walk a long way to do it, and sometimes don't have access to school, don't have access to work, don't have access to a normal life, a happy life, because they are focused on a basic needs. So
exactly.
for you just change completely your mind, and your goal was really help these people since then.
Yeah. There is many things in it, because it's the big deal is not that they have to walk for the water. The big deal actually is that the people who cannot take a whole day off to go so far to get some water, they drink dirty water instead from mud pits and stuff, and they get sick from it. Their children get sick from it, and some people actually die from it.
Exactly.
And as you say, when you have to spend the whole day walking for water, you cannot attend to school, you cannot earn money, you cannot do anything to develop the society in any way. If you don't have the basic needs, that is all you care about, you know. So that's why I think that water is the foundation for life of all kinds everywhere, and that is a good place to start if we want to raise the lower barrier of living conditions. I think it's insane that we're still in a modern world where we have all this technology and we have so much knowledge about what is going on, that there is still people who don't even have those basic needs, while other people have much more than they need, you know.
It's two extremes, and it's unbelievable, this contradiction between these two extremes, right? So it's unbelievable and very sad, I think. But how do you build your project, Walking for Water, Philanthropic Pilgrimage, to help these people? How do you believe that will contribute to help these people? Yeah,
that's the $1 million question, because what I came up with when I went home was that I wanted to build a new water supply system for these people. So I made the 3 sub goals, and the first sub goal was to find out how much is this water supply system going to cost. Obviously, we need to know how much money we need before we can go out and get some sponsors. So I got in contact with an Australian NGO called British Water Foundation, who sent some engineers to the area to make a technical report. And this technical report suggested that this will cost $420,000 because it was a really big system, and we need pipelines for 19 kilometers, we need 2 big pumps, and I was insisting on making it in a sustainable way if possible. So all these things adding up made it a very expensive system. but it would also be for the benefit of 18,000 people. So it's not that it's not worth the money, but it's hard to get so many money. So I knew I had to come up with a big project of some kind, and I was thinking, how do I raise this money? What is the best way to do it? And first, when I thought of walking for water, I thought, yeah, I could maybe walk to Tanzania, because it's a symbolism that I walk so they don't have to walk, and then I can raise some media attention about it, maybe get a TV contract, and use this media attention to go to external companies and tell the companies, look, we have so and so many followers, we have so and so many episodes of this program or whatever. So if you become the head sponsor, this advertisement will be worth so and so much. In other words, we want to give the sponsors something in return, so we don't just beg for money. We actually offer them a marketing campaign or some systemized advertisement. And this is the concept I've been developing ever since. At first I thought, yeah, but walking to Tanzania, that will take several years. So I was blowing it out of my mind again. But it kept coming back in my head, because I really thought this would be a great idea of doing it, and personally
a great experience.
Get a great adventure, yes. So it is the combination of passion and compassion, as I say, because it's my own personal dream to live like I do now as a full-time adventurer, and on the same time I'm trying to make the world a better place, basically, while doing it. And this whole philosophy is something that I have been developing throughout the journey, and I go out to schools now, talk to people about it, and talk to young people how they can implement this in their own life. Everybody don't have to walk to Africa, of course, but people can use their passion in many ways, and combining it with a altruistic cause, and in that way I have achieved personal happiness, happiness, and I think other people can do that as well in their own ways, you know.
I think the great thing about your project is exactly that you are not focused about one goal or in Tanzania to help that people, but actually for all the countries that you pass, for all the experience that you are passing, you are so passionate talking about that you probably are inspiring each of that person that you are talking each day that you are passing for one experience. So that is the amazing thing about walking for water, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think I'm the right person to answer if I'm inspiring, but I try to be, and I try to let myself inspire by others as well. And that is, I mean, I've been living now on the street for 1.5 years, and I meet so many different people. I can eat breakfast with a homeless guy and dinner with a mayor. I meet so many sides of society. I meet many different religions, sexualities, political ideologies. I meet so many people and hear what they have to say. I hear their stories. I hear their points of view, and of course I can take a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and add to my own development as well. So in that sense, I feel that I learn a lot more as a human from living like this, the school of the road, than if I was just spending 3 years on a university in Denmark, etc.
That it's a good name, the School of the Road. Just one thing that I remember now is you left your country temporarily, of course, but you left your country, you left your family, your friends, your normal life, basically, your job. You left something that a lot of people on society are trying to search all of their lives to have stability. How do you feel about that? What you could advise to other people that are trying to pursue their dreams, their passions, and sometimes feel limited because of some maybe society pressure, because everyone do the same?
Well, I don't necessarily think that all dreams are supposed to be lived out. I think many people have maybe some dream of living like this, living like me, for example, but they like to have it just as a dream, you know. If they make it reality, maybe it's not so fun anyway. So you have to really make up with yourself if this is what you want to do, because some things is not supposed to be made into reality. So you really have to know if you want to do something like this. But if you make up with yourself that you want to do it and you know, okay, this is what I want to do, then don't be afraid to quit everything else. You don't have to be responsible for anybody. I mean, your life is yours. My father, for example, was not really keen on the idea of me doing this. He thought it was stupid. Said, why don't you take an education instead? And I asked him, yeah, but what kind of education do you think I should take? And he said, oh, that doesn't matter, whatever makes you happy. And I tell him, yeah, but this is what makes me happy. So I don't need to go to university for 5 years to secure myself a plan B. Why not just go for plan A first? I can always go back to school if that is what I want.
Because
it's never too late to find stability, but it will be eventually maybe too late to never too late really, but more it will be when you get maybe a mortgage and some kids and some more responsibilities in your life, it will be more hard to cut those ties.
Exactly. So you never you never felt undecided about this decision, because the secret is really to do something that you are passionate about. So you were happy with your decision, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm completely happy. I mean, I think no matter what you do, there is good and bad days. And of course, I have bad days as well. And this is not just a walk on roses. There is really tough days. I just been walking through the Sahara with a children carriage. I mean that is not easy. And it's not easy. It's not easy either always to be a guest, to not have your own place, to always be a stranger really. But there is so many good things that lifts it up on the other side. So I don't ever feel that it was the wrong choice I made, and I never feel like quitting.
So how is I'm quite curious about that, Charlie. How is your normal day? How is your routine? And I believe that people that are listening have some curiosity to know that.
Yeah, a normal walking day for me, I sleep as long as I want. That is one of the things I love the most about this lifestyle, that I don't have to put an alarm. And usually I sleep in my hammock. I have a nice hammock with a mosquito net and a rain fly I can put over if I need that. So usually I just wake up maybe around 9 o'clock. I don't go to bed too late because I stop walking when it gets dark.
Of course.
And on these in this part of the world it gets dark about 7 o'clock, so that's not so late. So usually I sleep before 10. So if I start walking at 9 o'clock in the morning, I had a good long rest and I feel fresh and well rested and ready. And then actually I walk the whole day until it gets dark. I take usually one long break in the hot hours in the middle of the day, about 1 o'clock. It's when the sun is on the highest. And sometimes I take 1 hour, sometimes I take 3 hours, whatever I feel like. But I walk normally about 30, 40 kilometers on a day.
So you need a good boots, like you said.
A good what?
A good boots for your foot.
Boots, yes. Yes, I need good boots. That's the most important thing. That's the most important part of my equipment is my boots.
So when you plan this journey, what kind of things did you have attention on yourself? So for example, the boots, it's important thing, but about the budget, the visa, how you deal with that in a daily basis, and did you prepare a lot of things before you go on this journey, or sometimes just happen things that you are not expecting?
I was thinking that the best way to prepare myself for something like this would be to find someone who was doing something similar, and then see what he was doing. And I found a Swedish guy called Mats, and Mats he was walking from Stockholm to Sydney. He had been on the road for 14 months at this point, and now he was in Texas in the States. So I wrote him if he would mind if I came and followed him for 3 weeks during my summer holiday, and he said, "No, you're welcome, just come." So I took a plane to Texas and walked with this guy for 3 weeks to see how he was doing things, because obviously after more than a year on the road, he has been picking up some routines and made some beginner mistakes, which I can maybe learn from him not to make the same mistakes,
Of course.
And just to see how he does things, small things, how he cooks, how he wipes his ass, how he, all those
small things. Exactly, but very important.
And you don't necessarily have to do everything the same way as him, but then at least you have a frame, you have something to refer to, and that was the most important part of my preparation concerning the journey itself, I will say. Of course, there is a lot of preparation for the organization that I built into the project. There is so many things with that, about bank accounts, about rules of association.
For example, sorry for interrupt you. But there are one question that is regarding with visa that a lot of people ask, because obviously the countries have different rules. So if it's easy to maybe enter in, I don't know, Portugal, Spain, for visa reasons, maybe in another countries in Africa it's not so easy. So
yeah, well, the thing with visa depends very much on where you come from. I think it's always easy to walk from north to south. The other way, not so. So I met many people here in Africa who is really envious on me, who would also really like to travel, but they cannot get visa. That's the big problem for them. So I'm aware that for many people visa is a big problem, but for me personally it has not been a problem so far. I think that it may be a problem in some of the African countries on the south side of the west coast where I'm going. I heard that Equatorial Guinea should be almost important to get visa to, and also there might be some problems getting it to Nigeria, but I know several people who have been traveling through, and if they could get it, I guess I can get it as well. But it's not something that I worry about before I get there. I'm going through so many countries, so I cannot store it all in my head, and I don't know exactly when I will be where. So it would be stupid to apply for a visa more than a year before I get to the place, because maybe I will be delayed somewhere on the way. So I don't worry about the visa before I'm in the country, before.
And usually, how long do you stay in each country? Not exactly, but around how many days, how many?
It depends, of course, on the size of the country. I mean, in Morocco, for example, I was staying for 3-4 months because it's such a big country.
Exactly.
But now my next country is Gambia. I will probably be in Gambia for 1 week because it's such a small country.
Well,
maybe 2 weeks, because I also want to make some video material and to go to sponsors and go to the media. I go to media in all countries, so I will probably use a week in the capital. But walking through the country shouldn't take more than a week or so.
In a week. And now it have passed, like I said in the beginning, around 1 year and a half. I know that probably it's difficult, but if you can tell us one of the good things that happened to you during this time, and one of the facts that probably was not so happy for you.
I think that one of the best experiences for me is when I get out and meet young people. I was telling before, I sometimes go to schools to make a presentation of the project, but also this philosophy of combining passion and compassion. And I have a PowerPoint show where I talk about this, and sometimes I can see these young people, it's like they are getting enlightened, you know. It's the first time somebody actually have showed them this opportunity. Hey, I don't have to educate. I don't have to do anything. It's up to me what I want to do with my life. And when I can see people understand that and gets inspired from that, that makes me happy, because then it makes sense. And I meet a lot of people who endorse me for the project. I mean, I get very well received many places because of the whole water project behind, and that is of course touching when people feel so touched about that. On the flip side, I don't have any experiences yet where people has been really trying to harm me in any way.
That's nice.
That's actually not. I have not felt threatened at any point. But in Africa, people are poor, and everybody needs to earn money for something. So it has been hard for me here in Africa to find out if people want to hang out with me to make friends, or if there is some hidden agenda behind, you know. And that is something that hurts me. Of course, if I have been spending a lot of time with someone and eventually I find out it's just because they want some money or something. Sometimes people try to cheat me. I have been cheated 2 times in Africa, lending people money which never was returned. And yeah, maybe I can just not do that, but I also don't want to be cold, you know. I would like to be open and trustful to people, but yeah, it's hard in Africa. I need to close myself a little more.
And the basic needs, obviously, in Africa are a priority, and we feel that more in here in Africa than in another country in Europe, probably. So obviously that people just try to search to try to respond to that basic needs, and sometimes do kind of things that are not so nice, like you are trying to explain now about the money, that people just shit on you for things that probably in Europe you will not feel, but here people are just trying to respond to their basic needs, so they just do things that are not so
exactly.
So good.
I completely understand, because people people do need money for this and that, and they are really poor here. And meeting a white person is often an easy way to relatively large amounts of money. But the thing is that I'm not a tourist as such. I'm not here for 14 days to spend money and party on. I'm poor myself. I'm even more poor than some of these people asking me for money. I mean, I cannot afford to live like that. And
Yeah.
my real issue with that is that I built a hard shell, you know, pushing people away before they get too close. No, I don't want to buy anything. No, 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 leave me alone, you know. And I don't like to have that attitude, because if you play that role too much, it gets to you, and you get grumpy, and I don't want to be a grumpy person. So that is something I am struggling a little bit with, and with some learning. But
doing the balance.
Usually this behavior is something that you experience in the cities. On the countryside, I don't experience that. On the countryside, in the small villages and stuff, people are really nice and hospitable, and yeah, it's that's where I like the most.
Probably because, like I said, in the cities there are more tourism, so they look at you, they look at myself and just think, okay, we are tourists, we are just enjoying here, doing parties and these kind of things. And actually they are learning also that, okay, there are people that come to do these kind of things, like you are doing with the Walking for More project. So probably you actually inspire that people as well. You don't know that, but I understand your point that behavior sometimes it's complicated, but the best thing is really try to do from your heart, and you don't feel that you should push that people away. You just should act like yourself. So I think it's the best thing.
I don't know what is the best thing. I think I need to find some in between, some way of pushing away that doesn't make myself angry as well, because I'm polluting my own mind with all this animosity, and I don't want that. I want to be happy, and I want to be trustful.
But doing the balance.
I've been building on down through Europe. I've been developing myself a lot, becoming a more peaceful and open, trustful person, you know. And now I feel a little bit like all this positive development is going a little bit down again, because I need to have this hard surface in order not to get tricked and yeah, have people running after me, doing me favors that they didn't want to to have money for after. And that's the tricky part, that people don't always just say, okay, I have this service, if you want to buy it, this is the price. I can easily deal with that. What is hard to deal with is when people act as a friend and offer you service. Oh, I show you this place. Oh, I help you translate. Small things like that. And after comes, now you know I help you with this. So my mother is sick, blah blah blah. That's what.
There are always a challenge in life, no matter if we are in our country, in another country. So
no, and it's now it's only because you asked what is less nice things about this. And right now, this is one of the things that is annoying me. It's not.
I really understand. I really understand, because obviously I cannot develop too much about my experience now, but I used to say that I felt bipolar in the beginning of my journey, because we have these good feelings, but at the same time we have some of the bad feelings that you are talking about. So I completely understand that and feel identify with it. And I believe that a lot of people that are listening us feel exactly the same thing. But I think it's just being patient, and will take generations, I think, to try to put on the opposite side, because
and it all comes down to raising the living standard of the people who has too less, because you cannot blame poor people for trying to get some money. Of course they try, and I should only be happy that at least they don't rob me, you know.
exactly.
At least they try to do it in a peaceful way. I think the solution for this, as well as many other of the problems we have in the Western world as well, actually is to try to raise the lower barrier of the living standard in third world countries.
Exactly, in another way, but it's true. It's present as well in developed countries. In the Charlie, another thing, how do you see yourself in a year and a half time? So in the end of the project, how do you see Walking for Water project as well?
I hope that at this point we will have raised the money for the water supply system in Lengasti and have started raising money for other water projects. Because this organization is not finished with the project in Lengasti. It's an organization which goal is to bring clean water everywhere where it's needed in the world. So this Lengasti project is just the first of many to come. And I hope that by the end of this journey, other people as well will have seen Walking for Water and want to make their own Walk for Water, because that's really the idea, is to use Walking for Water as a platform where people can have several philanthropic pilgrimages, and then we have the association to help with all the administrative stuff. So if you sitting there listening now would like to make a long hike, not necessarily in Africa, it could be everywhere in the world really, then why not combine it with charity? If that sounds like something for you, please write us an email and we will try to hook you up with the organization. Because the more projects we have, the better we can strengthen each other's networks as well. Now I have a lot of followers from this project, and if another guy wants to start a similar project, he will start with a lot of followers, you know, and he will start with a big network. He will start with association, homepage, all these things that I had to make from the beginning. He don't have to worry about. He just have to worry about his own journey, basically.
So Charlie, for those who don't know yet, your website, your page, the page of Walking for Water project, where they can search. Can you tell us the website, the web link?
The website is walkingforwater.dk. DK for Denmark. It's a logo like this.
Oh, that's nice. So they can recognize.
I just see if I have.
We will share anyway. We will share anyway on the video, but it's
okay.
important.
If you would, but if not, then there is the website address is here in the bottom.
Perfect.
And my email address is over. Now it's probably mirrored, so it's going to look a little.
It's alright. It's alright.
But you guys figure it out. It's easy to find if you search on my name, Charlie, and you search Walking for Water. If you Google that, you will find the page. And we also have a Facebook page where I upload videos, pictures, all sorts of stuff. So please join the community and be a part of this mission of trying to change the world for the better. We can do it if everybody contributes. We can do it. We can change the world, and we should change the world. And why not do it in a way where we also live out our personal passions? I mean,
this is the best message, right, Charlie? Sometimes people feel that they cannot change the world, but actually all of us can change the world if we change a little bit around us. And this is the best message to pass to other people. And it's what you are doing, I think, during your journey. I believe that inspiring children where the education it's a priority. I think we always remember something that inspired us when we were a child. So I think it's amazing what you are doing.
Thank you.
Charlie,
And,
thank you. Say.
Just to finish up about the organization, it's 100% voluntarily run. So all sponsorates is going completely 100% to this water supply system. That means that we are the people, myself and the people working on the administrative stuff is all volunteers, and we always need more volunteers. So if someone would like to help with the organizational work, to write letters to potential sponsors, to systemize the media attention, etc., 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 please write me, and we will involve you in the volunteer work groups. Yeah, that's it.
No, I believe that probably there are a lot of people that will message you very soon saying, okay, I want to do that. Just tell me a little bit more.
I hope so.
Charlie, thank you so much for being with us today. I really believe that you, like I said, inspired a lot of people doing this. It's a short video, but obviously the people will search on your websites, your experiences, they will read about that and probably will message you about that. So thanks a lot for this moment. And I really hope that you achieve your goal. And I will be in a year and a half. I will be watching with paying very attention on that, and I will see that probably you achieve your goal in Lengasti as well. Visits. You have already volunteers at the door.
Yeah, but it's.
Charlie, thanks a lot. For you watching this video now, I hope that you have enjoyed it, and I see you very soon with another special guest. Bye-bye.